Hold up. We should do this right.
You have now joined the A Couple Podcast Show. Let me introduce our hosts, Laura and Xavier.
Hello, everyone. This is Laura.
And this is Xavier.
And if you couldn't tell from the intro, we will be talking about
Endgame.
Yeah, Avengers. So I was just thinking about this, and we looked up because we were like, when was the first one that came out? I knew it was Iron Man, but when did it come out? So it came out in 2008.
Making that 11 years.
Yeah, before our daughter was born.
Yeah.
You were still in the military.
I know. Our whole lives have kind of changed through all of this. So this is like a culmination of just going back of, the first thing to think about is Robert Downey Jr. When they first introduced him as Iron Man. I had serious doubts, like a lot of other people, and not that I thought that they were taking it seriously. We saw what we got from Batman. This is before.
That was Dark Knight.
Yes, that was before Dark Knight.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
I had to look it up.
I don't know. I do remember like when we were together and in the theater IMAX. Maybe they were around the same time.
Dark Knight, the first one came out in 2008. So I don't know when in 2008.
Oh, there's a question. But yeah, Dark Knight.
Well, that one came out in July of 2008. So now let's see, when did Iron Man come out?
We are going to find this out now. What came out first, Dark Knight or Endgame? And
Iron
yes,
Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man came out first. Iron Man came out in May, and Dark Knight wasn't until...
my memory isn't failing me though. I know the trailer.
They were like a month or two apart.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and of course, that was around those time. That was the first time I think we saw like superhero movies.
So really our ideas of comic or any kind of video game or anything in that regard wasn't good.
Well, yeah. I mean, those two movies that year brought in an awesome pairing of. I mean, Iron Man was awesome, and it was totally unexpected. Like, wow, that was actually really good.
Well, and coming from like my perspective, I never read the comic books. No, I still haven't read the comic books. I don't know anything about really the origins other than what you've kind of told me.
Yeah, you went in kind of thinking like, this is just, I'm not really sure about this. I mean, for both of them, and both of them were awesome that year.
Yeah, I didn't like The Dark Knight. I know, shame on me. I never really quite liked Christian Bale. I liked the one with Heath Ledger and his Joker.
A little background.
Awesome.
You did not grow up with the previous Batman movies to compare.
I kind of watched them, but they were horrible. I didn't like them. So,
yeah, so
I remember watching the first one, or I don't know if it was the first Batman, but the first one I remember seeing was the one with Penguin. And the moment I saw Penguin, I went, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a very gross-looking character. But
yeah. And then the one with Poison Ivy and Two-Face and Catwoman was just horrible.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was just horrible.
Oh, yeah. So that's what we came in from. That, and then, like, when this actually came about, Christian Bale and Batman, and then you have Iron Man, which... At the time, Iron Man wasn't as big of a character then. This is talking about 11 years back.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, he was not a body name. He was one of the if you were part of the nerd elite.
The funny thing was when we saw Endgame, our daughter asked me, she was like, is Iron Man a legend? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess now he is.
Now he is. Yes, it's definite.
He wasn't when he first came out, though.
Now, at the same time...
But he started all of this.
Yes.
If his movie had bombed, we wouldn't have this whole series.
Very much. Very much. I think, there's no way that they could have saw in their eye that it was going to continue like this or it would have worked out like this. I wanted to say that this is the non-spoiler version, and we're going to be releasing 2 episodes in one day. So, hey... Non-spoiler now, and then after this, you're going to get spoilerific, just us letting it all out. I did something like this similar on Twitch with my character Xavier with a Z TV. If you really care to watch that, it was a free-for-all. A lot of people just kind of joining on us and kind of saying their take on it. A lot
of people saw this movie this weekend.
Oh, yes, yes.
The box office records show it.
How big were the box office?
Well, now total worldwide, they have gotten 1.2 billion in their opening, debut.
Yeah, every other record. In fact, they held the previous record.
Yeah, with the Infinity Wars. They had it. It was like $600 and odd million, and that was the record, and they obliterated it.
Yes, people went out and this is one of the movies that I feel like I am probably talking to most of the people who have already seen the movie, or who are going to see the movie.
Apparently, another interesting thing, and I don't know if this was worldwide or just the United States, but it said 4 of every 5 tickets sold was for Endgame. So yeah, that's huge. Now, the kind of talk about the movie itself. Well, before we get into the movie, let's go back in time just a little bit and talk about Infinity Wars, the big Thanos snap. I mean, hopefully at this point I'm not spoiling that. In fact, I would say the only people that this movie is not for is people who have not fully watched a few of the previous. I mean, there's no way to catch them all. I mean, actually, there is a way to catch them all. We've seen them all now.
Yeah, but.
Although not all when they first came out. We've kind of like...
Yeah, you have to follow along to a certain degree. You just can't go like, okay, well, I'm gonna try Avengers for the first time, and Endgame is where it's at. Yeah. That's a bad idea.
No, yeah, but it's like you could, if you've seen most of them, you could still kind of piece it all together. But I know it was so funny because like I was having this conversation with my mom, and she was like, hold on, let me get a piece of paper and a pencil. Because she was like, all right, so now which ones are Marvel? and so I had to try to be like, okay, here, oh no, I haven't seen that. Okay, yeah, I've seen that one. No, I haven't seen that one, and so she was going through it as I'm like telling her this list of which ones, because at that point she hadn't seen Infinity Wars, and so she was trying to prepare herself for Endgame. It was just hilarious. I'm like, even my parents, like, are in this. This
is like, what Star Wars was to their generation.
Yeah.
This is the closest to equivalent to that. It's higher. There's no, there's no doubt. There's been more effort and more dollars spent and more dollars made off of this.
I think I was reading that there's been 22 movies in the, since Iron Man. That's a lot of movies. Where Star Wars has, not that many.
So it's Star Wars. That'll be a rant for another day, but I will say Star Wars is going to have a different challenge than they have before with this next movie, regardless of how good it is, because, they got a lot to make up for. But
I don't think they're ever going to really catch up to that original.
To Star Wars. I don't think they'll catch up, though, but they do got a lot to make up for. But I mean, there's no studio out there who has a running series that's like keeping the lights on for it. Well, not keeping the lights on. They're doing very well. Yeah. But, that's really a money maker like the Avengers has done.
Yeah. I was reading that too. It's made $60 billion over all movies.
And think about, there was this running, I'm going to call it a joke. It's because it just sounds like a joke. Where how Simba, the Lion King, was going to be bringing...
Oh, I know. I remember reading that, too. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Like, no, that's not going to happen. You fooled us with this adorable movie when we were kids. Well, the advertisement isn't going that way.
I know. And like Dumbo tanked. And I mean, it's because, honestly, like I was watching the trailer and I'm going like, all it's doing is making me want to watch the animated version.
Exactly. We already have a version like that we've already weathered through. We're going to put it in 4K. You know what?
I kind of like seeing the ones with like the real people. So like, the Cinderella, I think it would have been better if they had actually made it a musical. But then they learned their lesson with Beauty and the Beast. And while that one had its issues, I do like it. And I like the songs and most of the acting in it. So I don't know about the Aladdin yet because we haven't seen that. And I can't remember if there's any others that have come out. I don't think so. I think that's it for the live adaptions. And then, of course, there's Dumbo, which I have not seen. I do not want to see. I didn't like the
You're following up with a depression, like a depression pool of a movie. I mean,
oh my God. I know. Like, yeah, that is one of the saddest. And then, like, to throw animals into the mix that look real... No, I'm good.
Oh, 1 second. I just noticed something. back into it. I had to do a little technical fix here with the audio, but I want to make sure we get this good for everyone. So, we've talked. Okay, Dumbo, Depression Fest.
Yeah.
You have Lion King. Everybody remembers Mufasa scene, and I don't really have a drive and want to see that. Endgame strikes an entirely different emotion.
Well, yeah.
People are just come out now. I want to be in the theater now to see this. It's 3 hours long. Even better. I mean, okay, maybe not better because everybody's planning on how I'm gonna work out the bathroom situation. I could say it's for me. One, don't drink any liquids before going in.
Well, I know, and we happened to go see it at one of those places where you can eat and drink while also watching the movie,
which is enjoyable.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's certainly great. I didn't even know they were a thing really until we came to here. But yeah, but still, it was like, okay, now I've got these drinks in front of me.
Yeah. And
then of course our daughter too. I was like the whole time I'm going like, oh my god, please don't pee through that. Don't make me have to
Alley
get
Cat
out.
was making us very nervous about going in here, but I can say as a quick short version of a rating system, it kept us glued to our seats. It did a good job of keeping us glued to our seats.
There were a few times she was
she's still a youngling.
Well, there was a few what she called. I would be like, what are you doing? Why are you hiding behind the chair and not looking or whatever? Oh, that's cringe. Okay.
Yeah.
There are kiss scenes that she cringes at, things like that.
Yeah. There's those heartwarming scenes where kids just go yuck. Yeah. It's happening. They do go for the feels in this one. So talking a little bit just to throw this out there. Go ahead.
Before we get into the movie, is that what you're getting into?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Before we get into the movie, we did want to discuss also trying our darndest to avoid any spoilers before getting into it. I mean, we knew we were going to see it Saturday night, but it came out, Wednesday or Thursday night?
I think
something?
It was Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm not going to look that up.
No. So we're like, holy crap, even though we're seeing it opening day weekend. And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I work on social media.
Oh yes. So I mean, a lot of people, and I think that some of our listeners definitely are in this bunch, have tried taking a social media diet to prepare for this movie. As soon as it opened up, and that was a good idea.
Right.
Now, as someone who works on social media every day, tell us how it felt.
It was horrible. I mean, it's there are posts and most of the news, and I mean most of the ones I saw were BuzzFeed oriented articles.
Yes,
and
BuzzFeed.
They've gotten better about not putting spoilers in their titles. Or before they used to do that, and it was like, no, you can't do that, But they've gotten good about it. But then you scroll down just a little bit, and just a little bit of there was this one where. Sometimes you click on view comments to see the comments, but sometimes there's a couple of the top comments there. And I scroll down, and I mean, I'm a quick reader. My eyes grab words before I even know I'm reading them.
If you ever seen those Japanese films, there's words at the bottom. She's already finished before they've said it.
Yeah. So anyway, my eye caught something, and I went, "No, you stupid mother!" Top comment. And they put a huge spoiler in there. Huge.
This was on. And
I can't even say what the spoiler is because it was the biggest spoiler you could do.
Wait, that was on Infinity War, wasn't it?
No, that was this one, Endgame.
Oh God, yeah, and there's nothing you can do to unsee that.
Yeah,
now.
No. Anyhow, so I thought this was hilarious. I had found this. It's a meme that's going around on social media, and I thought it was awesome. So. This is what it says, and it's about spoilers. This is Doctor Strange. He's seen the end of Infinity War or Endgame 14 million times and never spoiled anything. Be like Doctor Strange.
There's your PSA.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's why we're doing a spoiler-free one and then a non-spoiler-free one.
And on the spoiler free, I want to explain why it's going to be difficult. It's a little bit challenging.
Pretty much, we're not going to say much.
Exactly. So you go in and you've seen the trailers. Everybody's seen some version of the trailers. And the trailers, I can say this much, don't give much.
Yeah.
You don't, even if, and it's not spoiling anything, go watch the trailers again. What does it really tell you about the movie? People are sad and depressed. Well, I did see the last one. So yeah, of course they're sad and depressed. But I can say this is going to be hard because there is so much more. All that you saw in the trailer.
Yeah, there's 3 hours worth of it.
Exactly. It is spread so thin. Like it's
they
like
put a lot into it. There were times where I was like, this is probably a bit redundant. They could have done without this and made it a shorter movie, but it is what it is. It was still a great movie. Yeah,
and anything that people should be warned on by this movie, like, I don't know, I'm just throwing out an example, but like puppies getting their heads chopped off or something like that, from your perspective, anything like that. No, not at all.
The last one was worse, Infinity War. I mean, come on, that scene with Spider-Man, I was bawling.
Oh, I can say, do expect to like, you may get a little teary-eyed at some of these scenes.
The first scene. Okay, the first scene they could have done without. I was like, when they first showed it, I'm like, no, they're not. We don't need to see this.
Oh my goodness! I'm put it this way. I was talking on Twitch. Xavian TV with a Z. When I was talking on there, I threw that out there, and a lot of people definitely agree with your statement there. I wanted it to stay because I felt like it was like one of those plot devices or something.
No, we knew. We knew it. They didn't need to show us.
Well, but they need to make that impact so you felt it.
No. I would have felt it anyhow. They did not need to show me it.
They do a really... Okay, in my opinion,
the opening scene. I really feel like they just did that to like tie it in more with the. Oh, hey, so yeah, you watched Infinity Wars, and that was pretty darn sad at the end.
Were you wondering about what happened in this time?
Just in case you needed a reminder of what that meant.
Exactly, and
snap.
And if you're wondering, okay, we're being very vague. That's how spoiler-free we have to be.
Yeah.
It's not one of those other movies. This is on a different level.
I know. I like, my mind is going around every scene trying to go like, I don't even know if I could talk about stuff.
Yeah. We're bouncing back mostly for some parts outside the trailer, but we're not spoiling anything. We're going to be vague, but get an understanding of just kind of the impact you're going to be feeling through some of these.
One of the funniest things that I thought was just hilarious. I can't even talk about that because they didn't show it in the trailers. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I could say, okay, I'll say this. Something happens in there, and I'll put it as a little treat. It's not a spoiler. If it is, you think it is, I will edit this part out right now.
Okay. Someone
apparently becomes sexier, and another person becomes less sexy.
Okay, yeah, that's not spoiled, so that's fine.
And I can say
it's pretty funny.
I don't really think the person who got sexy became sexier, but apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, it is. I know. I like now that I can not avoid spoilers. I went online and I found it, and it's a big thing right now all over social media.
Oh my god!
Like women are like, wow.
So at that part, you just have to wonder about, and that's all I can give you there. So, oh wow. Going back, some people may be wondering about that scene. Tony Stark, he's out there, he's in space, and just kind of what was all that was going on. What can we say?
I mean, they kind of already brought a lot of that to light by their things in the trailers. I mean, he's in space, and then at some point, her name Pepper. I don't know. I always forget what her name is.
Yeah. The
his girlfriend. Lady.
Yes, girlfriend. I think
they're not married.
Yeah. They're not married. I don't know what they are, but they are a conundrum. So
anyway, but you see them together in another trailer, so you kind of can piece that one together.
Exactly, sending a message out there, hoping that someone is in there, and then of course.
But I still feel like they really, there were things about that space scene that was like, I thought was really cool. So that they did well. And then when he Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think it was as like from the trailer. I don't think it was as heartwarming of a moment as the trailer put it off to be.
Well, they kind of brushed it off. It was more as a like, oh hey, yeah, so they're back.
Yes. But you know, it was kind of like what do you call it? I'm trying to think the best way to put it. It felt like that portion there. It was like it was as if the movie was self-aware that you would see this scene, but it was like, no, there's more. There's so much more going on here. So we're just going to keep on trucking on with this. So that's actually very, very quick and like, oh, there's this moment. It's very tragic looking. But no, that's just a trailer. It has not much else to go on with the movie. So that's just I can relieve your mind on don't worry about that part. It's gone and over. Yeah. And there's probably questions on exactly how it's gone. Now, trying to think, what else can we give now? Dang, like, you know, there's so much on this, like the details in this movie, I can say for a non-spoiler, which makes it hard, is everything else becomes a spoiler. The little hints becomes like a spoiler.
There were things that, like, as I'm watching a movie, I'm going like, yep, okay, I know what's happening, and it happened, and like, oh, yep, definitely know that's happening, and it happened, you know, but still off of the trailers, I wouldn't have guessed those things happening.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Just going straight, people who just rocked it actors-wise.
Or actresses.
Actresses-wise, too. I liked Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I really liked how she kind of came up. She stepped up a little bit, you know, in the forefront in this movie more so than others. The only time I can stomach Scarlett Johansson's acting is as Black Widow in the Avengers movies. Sometimes she's better than others. You know, like, I mean, in the beginning, she was kind of very much hated her.
Well, I don't like, I don't know.
When she came out, she was more like, I'm sexy and I know it.
Yeah.
and I think that was a part that kind of put you off. Like, yeah, I can kick butt, but I'm sexy. And this one kind of puts...
But they did more, it was more about the sexy than it was. I mean, even our first introduction into her, you know, Iron Man was like, can I have one? You know, like, come on, like, seriously, you know, that you can be sexy, but it doesn't have to be like so in your face. I don't know.
What was she that in this?
No, she was much stronger, more believable as a person. Like, she actually had emotions rather than just being this robot. So.
Yeah, there was some weight and depression and some like this distraught in this person that her, I guess her power was not having the emotions in there. Yeah, this got to her. Yeah, this portion I can definitely say definitely got to her.
I think.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to throw off to the next. I don't want to go too fast.
My favorite out of all of them, and he didn't even get much screen time, was the guy with the arrows.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say. It was Hawkeye.
Okay. Is that Hawkeye? I thought Hawkeye was the Falcon. No, that's Falcon.
Yes.
Okay.
Which
I get those two confused.
He's the one of the ones that survived.
Hawks have wings and Falcons have wings, so I feel like it's perfectly reasonable for me to get confused with those.
I'm actually surprised they didn't have some kind of weird play on that. Why does he have
like an arrow's name or something? You know,
I don't know.
He's not. Whatever. Anyhow, I liked his character or his acting in this. I thought he did really well, and they gave him a little bit more of scenes.
I didn't really care for him as much. This movie made him into a badass. Like, yeah,
I've always thought he was. They just never gave him enough screen time.
Yeah,
he was always kind of that like really side character.
Exactly. He held a lot of dialogue sections. I think that was okay. What you got?
Another one, but you finish your thought.
Okay, I get in a lot of previous movies he handled a lot of dialogue sessions and a lot of his character and like with him actually having an actual normal family. And they kind of threw all that in this, and he still is out there fighting for everyone.
I felt like he played a really good male version of Lara Croft.
That's a very interesting way to go with it. Okay, Lara Croft the game, Lara Croft the movie of the most recent game that you yeah that he did that in droves. I kind of felt the from the trailer with his badass look with the whole get up and looking kind of like a warrior ninja thing.
Yeah.
Works. It really works.
Well, that was very Arrow-esque kind of too. Like Arrow the
green guy, yes. from
Arrow.
some TV station. I cannot think of the name.
CW, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway,
but
I watched the first like couple seasons and then I just stopped. And not because it was bad or anything. It's just that I don't know. I have time. I need like I don't have enough time.
Yeah. Okay, Hulk. We're gonna skip.
Okay. Well, no, I did think of someone else though. And you know, I don't know. Should I even bring her up? Can we talk about people that?
No.
No.
Okay, no. We're going to.
Let's talk about Captain Marvel.
Okay,
We can talk about her.
Yes.
They showed her in the trailer.
Yes.
We know she pops up.
Okay, you start off on top of Captain Marvel. I already know what I'm going to say about it.
Well, you know, a lot of the things I was that were a little odd about her character, you know, I was able to kind of overlook because I had read an article about it where, you know, this was her first time playing Captain Marvel. You know, she didn't start with her movie. She started in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
You know, so she was playing a completely new character to her, a character she didn't quite understand. I even think I read that they didn't tell her at first that she was playing Captain Marvel. So, like, you know, a lot of the choices that she made, like
that's her cat in the background.
Yeah,
this one
were like one of the scenes that she had with Thor. You know, it was like she had a ton of makeup on, and it's like it's kind of not the character that they were portraying in the movie, the Captain Marvel movie. But you know, again, it's like she just didn't quite have a grasp on her character at that point. Now, the one that showed later up, Captain Marvel, it was like almost like completely two different people. It was really weird.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. I like this version of Captain Marvel way more than the movie. Like, I think.
Did we do a review on Captain Marvel?
We did. We did do a review on Captain Marvel.
And I'm pretty darn sure I would have mentioned in there the fact that I really think the actress works better with people. You know, then when she has to hold a scene by herself, it's like, I mean, in the movie, the Captain Marvel movie, it was like those parts were just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And I still stuck to it. It was like to my review because some people gave me a little crap on it, but I still stick to it. The movie itself, I mean, if you're just not looking at it, yes, she's the central character. It is called Captain Marvel, but still a really good movie. I do think her character herself was a weak point, but the movie itself was good. Here, Captain Marvel, the character, was awesome. And in my comparison, you remember that scene with Darth Vader? He gets on the ship and he just destroys. That's Captain Marvel to me. Just
not bad.
Just not bad. Just not a bad person. But man, when the moments that she gets to shine, it's a little bit. It's just like, oh my God, Captain Marvel is awesome.
Yeah.
So that
there was a couple key moments, but they didn't overdo it with her either. Because you know, honestly, Endgame wasn't about the newer characters.
No,
it was about the older ones, you know, the ones who have been doing this now for quite a while. Yeah.
I could. There probably will be like one thing. This person get that much screen time. This person gets that much screen time.
I've read a few of those things. And you know,
this isn't Infinity War. Infinity War was everything told how it was affecting Thanos. Thanos is at the center of it all, so everybody got a role as him being the center.
This one really was about I think the original three is kind of where they focused it on more.
Yeah, and
Hulk too. They focused on him a bit too.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, his movie. We had to look this up. The Hulk movie was actually the second one in the Marvel universe to come out. But
you had to look it up. I was right the entire time.
Yeah, well, but it was a different, you know, actor.
Yes,
so it's not quite the same weight. You
and
know,
they haven't
as like
carried
Iron
anything.
Man, who's been like, you know.
Yeah, they haven't carried anything over from that previous movie. That was a.
And then let's see, it was Iron Man. We looked it up. Iron Man 1, Hulk, Iron Man 2. And then came Thor, and then Captain America. So, haha.
And then after that, we lost track. No, that was after the Avengers, the first one, and then we lost track. And there were so many movies that you just can't remember.
But
anymore.
Those are the like original ones, and they really focus heavily on them, especially the three.
Yeah, and Rocket's little story. Rocket is you know he is the raccoon character who does not like being called a raccoon.
No.
I think like having him there, he was I don't know, he felt like more of like a pillar type character in conjunction with the other person I'm just leaving that part out. But he felt like a pillar that's kind of keeping the sanity there. Like he definitely worked. It was good to kind of see his character. I mean,
for being the only Guardians of the Galaxy person, well, other than the Nebula, she was there too. I always forget that she's a part. Well, she's not a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy though. It's weird.
No, she is.
Well, I know, but she's not one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. She was like their enemy for a while, and then she kind of became.
Yeah. She does them back and forth, but I think at this juncture,
I thought it was interesting what they did with her character. So
you got to know Nebula in this movie. That's something you didn't get in any other previous movies. You get to definitely know who Nebula was. There was some character exploration there.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Ant-Man.
Okay.
Ant-Man without any. Yeah, that is going to be hard. We can't talk about Ant-Man.
No, we can't.
I mean, we can. Here's what I'm going to say. Ant-Man does a really good job of still kind of bringing some levity to the moment when he does.
He is definitely one of the goofy characters, and he does his job well.
Yes, and he does. I think we needed Ant-Man in the movie during the time.
Especially since we didn't have any of the goofy Guardians of the Galaxy ones, because they're the other team that is really kind of goofy.
Yeah,
but we got all the serious ones.
Yes, exactly. And Rocket was as being
he's serious.
Yes, he's not. No, he wasn't in the mood.
Although I do believe that without. It won't be a spoiler thing, but I do feel like Thor still kept with his spirit of Thor Ragnarok in this by being kind of more goofy, free-loving. Yeah. I loved it. It was hilarious.
There is... I can't say it. I can't say it. There is so much of I just can't say it in this. It's unbelievable. Okay, so what else can we say? Can we put out? Here's what I'm going to say. We can say that the near the end, holy crap, it is the most epic fight I've seen in theaters ever. I'm not going to say anything about the fight. There is a fight. It's big.
Yeah.
Really freaking big.
I'll hold my judgment for whether it's the biggest one ever after I see the Game of Thrones episode with the White Walkers against Winterfell, because apparently that one's supposed to be pretty freaking big too.
It's
not a show you watch, I know, but actually I was reading this article where it was comparing how the Marvel universe and the Game of Thrones universe, like how they've just built these mega universes that are just like crazy, and both of them. I mean, Marvel had Endgame, and Game of Thrones, this is the last season, so... Yeah. So anyhow. But yes, no, it was pretty cosplay. Epic, a fight scene, and, and it was much needed at that point, because we'd had a lot of, like, ups and downs. We're like, okay, come on.
I think that... Okay, is there anything else that you can put out? I think at this point... We may just need to go ahead and cut to the spoiler ones where we can talk freely. Okay.
Well, I mean, for the non-spoiler people, let's give our rating to them for, okay. Well, what I think is, if you have seen most or all, definitely all of the Marvel movies.
Yes.
If you've seen most of them.
Plus Infinity War. I think that's required.
That's part of the Marvel one. If you've seen all the Marvel ones, in Infinity War, definitely. I mean, you can't go see that. That's part one.
Exactly.
I think you can't go see this without seeing that one.
Of all those tickets sold, there's probably a few people in there that just went in because it's an Avengers movie. This happened, and then they were just like, "Well, this was something."
Yeah.
so you need to see that first.
But there are some you could probably skip out on.
Yes, a good chunk.
My parents, for whatever reason, they don't want to go see Ant-Man, although I've told them it's hilarious.
It's good. It's really good.
I don't know. They just don't want to go see it, so it's whatever, But either way, maybe after seeing Endgame, they'll want to actually go see Ant-Man. But if you have seen all or most of them, then and plus Infinity War, then yes, go see this. It's pretty freaking good. And I mean, there are going to be naysayers always.
Yes.
But I think overall it did well. You know, I mean, it certainly still hit all the feels, not quite as crying as... I didn't cry as much in this one as I did in Infinity War. Although our daughter was bawling it with this one, too. It was like...
Parts in the middle, and that's all I'm going to say.
I know, like, I looked over her, and she's just sitting there, and tears are coming down. I'm like, come here. You know, so she came over and sat in my lap.
Hey, listen, when I was talking on the podcast, on Twitch earlier, yeah, man, if you tough guys out there, apparently this will get you. This definitely got a few people.
Yeah, I got watery eyes through a few parts of it. I never like fully bawled, but you know, my eyes moistened up and stuff, and I had to wipe away some drops.
Yeah, I you know, it's just me.
I know.
It's just me. I'm just sitting there watching.
There are very few moments that you cry.
So yeah, but I say this definitely will get, you know, the guys too, those tough guys. There's gonna be those scenes, and it's in that first scene that's gonna, woo boy.
Yeah.
Here's my rating. I like doing the Roger and Ebert thumbs up thing, but I don't think that's enough. This one, if you have to see, and I've said it already, the previous one, at least see Infinity Wars beforehand. But this one is definitely this needs to be in your movie library. This needs to be on your list. It's definitely, it's Marvel's movie. I mean, it's not like the perfect film auditoire or whatever thing, but it is definitely 100% like their movie, their baby, and their best ending ever. This ends on a good note. It gets 2 thumbs up and an awesome tacular, and whoever else has really cool movie quotes. This is full epicness. This is full epicness.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those once in a lifetime kind of things. Like the people who saw the first Star Wars, very, very first one, they probably left that feeling the way we feel after going to see like Endgame. You know, go like,
oh, you know what? I am going to spoil one thing.
No.
No, it's needed because maybe this will bring them down there. They do it. There's still a cameo. He still comes in to honor the legend. There's still a cameo. I'm not gonna say when, where, or what. There
are some people that are like, did they do that before, or is it all just CGI?
And that's for you to know. But that's our non-spoiler, and we want to get to the next one so we can just talk all free and stuff like this. But if you've listened to this, go see the movie. We're both saying yes to this.
Do not watch or listen to our spoiler one unless you've seen it.
Yes, both. Actually, all 3 of us. Even Alley Cat said that she would love to see this again, tears and all. So this is definitely one that
I don't think she would say that about Infinity Wars.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this one's definitely on the list. Get some, or just go see the damn movie. And until next time, take it easy.
See ya.